I forgot my father's face today. Warren Hayes stood on the corner of Madison Avenue, staring at his dead Tesla. 61 years old. Net worth somewhere north of $400 million. And his $180,000 car just became a very expensive paperweight. He should have remembered what day it was. What this date meant. He didn't. Margaret, I don't care what it costs. Warren's voice sliced through his phone. Get someone here in 15 minutes or you're fired. 3 men in identical gray suits clustered behind him. Partners. Vultures. Same thing. They checked Rolexes that cost more than kidneys, tapped screens, sighed with maximum annoyance. The meeting they were missing could collapse a $90 million deal. Warren didn't care about the deal. He cared about winning. Yo, I can help. The voice came from knee level. Warren turned and looked down, way down. A kid, maybe 12. Skinny arms, oversized flannel shirt with paint stains, jeans with holes that weren't the designer kind, sneakers barely holding together with what looked like was that electrical tape. The boy stood on a milk crate beside a hot dog cart, eye level with the Tesla's hood. His eyes weren't begging. They were calculating. Warren's partner, Greg, laughed first, then Brad, then Houston, who never laughed at anything, actually snorted. Oh man, Greg wheezed. Kid, this isn't a bicycle. Do you even know what a Tesla is? Brad added. The boy didn't blink. 2021 Model S Plaid, tri-motor, the sound it made before it died. That wasn't the battery. That was your cooling pump. Probably the front one. Silence. Warren felt something strange in his chest. Not quite surprise. More like recognition. What's your name? Finn. Finn what? Just Finn right now. Warren's eyebrow lifted. Right now? Last name's complicated. You want the car fixed or not? Greg stepped forward. Listen, kid, this is a $500,000 vehicle. $180,000 base, Finn interrupted. Maybe $210,000 with your options. And it's going to cost you $4,000 to tow it, $8,000 to fix it at the dealer, and 3 days you don't have. He looked at Warren. Or you give me 20 minutes. Warren studied the boy's face. No fear, no performance. Just cold confidence wrapped in a 12-year-old's body. You have tools? Finn nudged a backpack with his foot. Everything I need. You have the part? No, but there's a shop 4 blocks that way. They know me. Something clicked in Warren's brain. They know you? I fix things. Brad laughed again. This should be good. Warren made a decision he couldn't explain. You fix it in 20 minutes. I'll give you $500. Finn's expression didn't change. And if I don't, you wasted my time and get nothing. Deal. No handshake, no smile. The kid just grabbed his backpack, popped the Tesla's front trunk with a move that shouldn't have worked, and disappeared into the car's mechanical guts. Warren, this is insane, Greg hissed. We need to... Shut up. Finn's small hand emerged, holding a piece of metal Warren didn't recognize. See this? Impeller blade broke off. Coolant can't circulate. Engine thinks it's overheating, so it's shut down. He pulled out his phone, thumbed through something. I need part number T-4829B. There's a guy named Ray at Premium Auto on 5th. Tell him Finn sent you. Warren gestured at Houston. Go. While they waited, Finn didn't make small talk. He just worked. His hands moved like a surgeon's, precise, unhurried, certain. At one point, he closed his eyes and felt something inside the engine bay that Warren couldn't even see. Who taught you this? Warren asked. YouTube. Library, computers. Ray lets me watch sometimes when he works. Your parents? Finn's jaw tightened. Don't have those. Everyone has. I don't. The weight in those two words made Warren's next question die in his throat. Houston returned in 6 minutes with the part. Finn took it without a word, disappeared back into the Tesla's mechanical soul. 12 minutes later, Warren was counting. Finn emerged. Try it. Warren slid into the driver's seat, pressed the brake. The dashboard lit up like Christmas. The car purred. Not a sound, not a hesitation. Perfect. His partners actually applauded. Even Greg, who hated being wrong more than he hated losing money. Warren stepped out and pulled his wallet, counted out 500s, held them out. Finn took the cash with both hands. His fingers trembled. For the first time, he looked 12. Thank you, Finn whispered. This helps a lot. Warren didn't let go of the bills yet. Helps with what? Stuff. What stuff? Finn's eyes met his. Old eyes. Tired eyes. The kind of stuff you don't worry about. Warren felt something crack inside his chest. Not break. Crack. Like ice before the thaw. He released the money and pulled out a business card. Wrote his personal cell on the back. Call me. Tomorrow. 7 p.m. Finn looked at the card like it might explode. Why? Because I want to know your last name. The boy's face did something complicated. You sure about that? Call me. Warren started to get back in his car, then stopped, turned. Finn, how old are you? 13 next week. Where do you live? Around. Around where? Finn's expression closed. Thanks for the $500, Mr. Hayes. He knew Warren's name, had known it the whole time. Warren watched the boy grab his milk crate and backpack, then disappear into the Manhattan afternoon crowd, like smoke. Greg appeared at Warren's elbow. That was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Yeah. You really giving him your number? Yeah. Why? Warren didn't answer. He was remembering something his own father told him 40 years ago, back when Warren was a different person with a different life. You'll know when you meet someone who matters. You'll feel it in your chest, like a door opening. Warren had forgotten that. Forgotten a lot of things. He looked at the business card still in his hand. He'd grabbed 2, kept 1. Just Finn, who fixed Teslas at 13 and had eyes like an old man and lived around and made Warren's chest feel like a door was opening whether he wanted it to or not. 7 p.m. the next day, Warren's phone rang. Unknown number. This is Hayes. Silence. Then, it's Finn. You called. You told me to. Warren leaned back in his home office chair, looking out at Central Park. I did. So, you ready to tell me your last name? Long pause. Patterson. Warren's brain stuttered. Patterson? Like Ray Patterson? The guy at the auto shop? That's my uncle. You live with him? Sometimes. And other times? Other places. Warren closed his eyes. Finn, I'm going to ask you a direct question, and I want a direct answer. Are you homeless? The silence stretched so long, Warren thought the call dropped. Not always. Warren's hand tightened on his phone. Where are your parents? Dad died when I was 9. She's sick, real sick. The kind where she can't take care of anyone right now. Maybe not ever again. So Ray. Uncle Ray's good, but he's got his own kids. I stay with him when I can, but it's complicated. Warren stood up without meaning to. Started pacing. The $500. What's it for? Motel room, food, Maybe some new... Finn's voice cracked. Maybe some new shoes. Something in Warren's soul caught fire. Tomorrow, Warren said. After school. Where can I pick you up? You don't have to. Where, Finn? Silence. Then, I don't go to school. What? Can't. No address. Can't enroll without an address. Warren sat back down before his legs gave out. How long? Since Mom got bad. Maybe a year. A year. 13 years old. No school. No home. Fixing cars for cash and sleeping God knows where and probably hungry more often than not. Warren remembered his own childhood. Remembered being 17 when his father died. Remembered the scholarship that saved him. The mentor who changed everything. Remembered the promise he made to himself about helping others. Remembered how he'd forgotten that promise the moment he made his first $1 million. Finn, I'm going to help you. You don't. Yes, I do. And before you argue, understand something. Warren's voice went hard. I'm not doing this because I'm nice. I'm not even doing this for you. I'm doing this because I forgot who I was, and you reminded me, and I owe you for that. I don't understand. You will. Tomorrow. Ray's shop. 4 p.m. Be there. Mr. Hayes, if you're not there, I'm coming to find you, and I will find you. Understood? Warren could hear Finn breathing on the other end. Okay, the boy finally whispered. Warren hung up and immediately called his lawyer, then his accountant, then his wife. Jessica answered on the first ring. Warren, you sound strange. I met someone today. Is this about the Tesla thing? Greg called. It's about something else. Warren stared at his reflection in the dark window. It's about a boy who fixed my car and maybe my life, and I didn't even know my life was broken. Jessica was quiet. Then, tell me. So he did. Finn was waiting outside Ray's shop at 3:45 p.m. Clean shirt, same broken shoes, eyes that expected disappointment. Warren pulled up in a different car, a normal one, a Honda, and got out. You're early, Warren said. Didn't want to miss you. You think I wouldn't show? Finn shrugged. People don't usually show. That sentence hit Warren like a bullet. Well, I'm here. Get in. Where are we going? Lawyer's office, then housing authority, then a school. Finn froze. What? Warren opened the passenger door. You're getting an address, a real one. Then you're getting enrolled. Then we're getting you everything else you need. I can't. Yes, you can. My mom is going to get help too. I've already made calls. Finn's face did something that made Warren's chest hurt. Why are you doing this? Warren crouched down to eye level. Because 23 years ago, I stood where you're standing. Different street, same situation. And a man I'd never met changed my life for no reason except that he could. I promised myself I'd do the same someday. And you forgot? Warren smiled sadly. Yeah, I forgot. Until a smart-mouthed kid fixed my Tesla and reminded me that success means nothing if you're not lifting others up. Finn's eyes filled with tears. He was clearly fighting. I'm scared, he whispered. Of what? That this is temporary. That you'll change your mind. That I'll mess it up somehow. Warren put his hand on Finn's shoulder. Listen to me, I don't change my mind. Once I commit to something, I'm all in. That's how I built my entire company, and right now, I'm all in on you. So get in the car before I start crying in public and ruin my reputation. Finn actually laughed, then got in. The next 6 months moved like a fever dream. Warren secured temporary guardianship with Ray as co-sponsor. Got Finn enrolled in school, a good one, private, where Warren sat on the board. set Finn's mother up in a treatment facility that actually cared about recovery, not just billing insurance. And every Wednesday at 6 p.m., Warren and Finn had dinner, not at expensive restaurants. Finn hated those. At diners, pizza places, burger joints, they talked about everything: mechanics, business, loss, fear, dreams. Finn told Warren about the night his dad died. Sudden aneurysm, no warning, just gone. Warren told Finn about watching his own father work himself to death, trying to give Warren opportunities. "That's why you push so hard," Finn said one night, absently spinning a salt shaker. "You're trying to make his sacrifice worth it." Warren stared at this 13-year-old who somehow understood him better than his own therapist. "Yeah," Warren admitted, "but I lost the plot somewhere. Started thinking money was the point. Forgot that the point was always using whatever you have to help people who have less." Finn nodded. "My dad used to say that fixing things is holy work, not because of the things, because of the people who need them fixed." Warren felt tears coming and didn't stop them. Your dad was right. But not everything was philosophical conversations and healing. One Wednesday, Finn didn't show up. Warren called. No answer. He drove to Ray's house. Ray hadn't seen him. Panic rising, Warren started driving, checked the school, the auto shop, the library Finn mentioned once. Found him 3 hours later at a bus stop near the hospital where his mom was staying. Finn sat alone on the bench, backpack beside him, face buried in his hands. Warren sat down without saying anything. They sat in silence for 5 minutes. "She's not getting better," Finn finally said. "The doctors said she's trying, but the damage is too bad. She might never be able to live on her own again." "I'm sorry. I thought if I worked hard enough, if I was good enough, if I just didn't mess up, maybe she'd get better." Warren's heart shattered. "Finn, look at me." The boy lifted his head. His eyes were destroyed. "This isn't your fault. You understand that? Your mother's illness isn't punishment for something you did or didn't do. Life is just... Sometimes life is just cruel. Then what's the point? The point is that you survive it. You survive it, and you become someone who helps other people survive their cruel things. That's the whole point." Finn wiped his eyes. "Is that what you did?" "Eventually. Took me a long time. Too long." They sat quietly as traffic hummed past and the city did its indifferent city thing around them. "Can I tell you something?" Finn asked. "Anything?" "I'm glad my car broke that day." Warren blinked. "Your car?" Finn smiled a little. "The Tesla. I'm glad it broke. Otherwise I never would have met you." Warren pulled the boy into a hug, felt him shake with sobs he'd probably been holding in for months. "Me too," Warren whispered. "Me too." 2 years later. Warren sat in the audience at Finn's 9th grade science fair, watching the boy explain his project to a panel of judges. Finn had designed a diagnostic tool for electric vehicles that could predict cooling system failures before they happened. He'd built it himself. The judges looked impressed. One was from MIT. Jessica squeezed Warren's hand. "You did this." Warren shook his head. "No, I just opened a door. He did the rest." But that wasn't entirely true either. What Warren had actually done was remember. Remember who he was before success made him cruel. Remember that the point of wealth isn't accumulation, it's elevation. Remember that sometimes the people who save your life show up wearing broken shoes and carrying backpacks full of tools. Finn won first place. At dinner that night, a diner, always a diner, Finn showed Warren the acceptance letter he'd gotten that afternoon. Full scholarship, MIT, early admission program for exceptional students. "I'm going to study engineering," Finn said. "Maybe start a company someday. Fix things nobody else knows how to fix." Warren felt tears coming again. "Seemed to happen a lot these days. Your dad would be proud." Finn looked up. "So would yours." And that's when Warren finally understood. His father hadn't worked himself to death so Warren could become rich. He'd done it so Warren could become the kind of man who'd stop on a busy street and give a broken kid a chance. Warren had just taken 40 years to figure that out. "Thank you," Warren said. Finn looked confused. "For what?" "For fixing more than my car." The boy smiled. "Anytime, Mr. Hayes." 3 years after that, Warren stood in his office, phone pressed to his ear, listening to Finn's voice crackling over a bad connection from Boston. "So the project got accepted for funding, and I think we can actually manufacture these diagnostics tools for under $200, which means, Mr. Hayes, you still there?" "Yeah," Warren managed. "I'm here." "You okay? You sound weird." Warren looked at the photo on his desk. Him and Finn at the science fair, both grinning like idiots. "I'm good. Just proud of you." "Well, none of this happens without you, so—" "Stop," Warren interrupted. "You need to understand something, Finn. I gave you an opportunity, that's all. Everything else, the work, the vision, the brilliance, that's all you." Silence. Then, "My therapist says I'm allowed to accept help without diminishing my own effort." Warren laughed. "Your therapist is smart." "She is. Hey, I gotta run. Meeting in 10. But I'm coming home next month. Dinner?" "Obviously." "Cool. Love you, old man." The line went dead before Warren could respond. "Love you too," he thought. Jessica appeared in his doorway. "Was that Finn?" "Yeah. How's he doing?" "Changing the world. Usual stuff." She smiled. "You know what I think?" "What?" "I think you met him exactly when you needed to. Right when you'd forgotten who you were supposed to be." Warren stood and walked to the window. Looked out at the city where a broken Tesla and a brilliant boy had collided and saved them both. "I think he was supposed to teach me something," Warren said quietly. "What's that?" "That the most valuable things in life show up wearing broken shoes. And if you're smart enough to recognize them, they'll fix everything you didn't know was broken." Jessica came and stood beside him. "That's beautiful." "It's true. Somewhere in Boston, a kid from nowhere was building something that would matter. And somewhere in Manhattan, a man who'd forgotten what mattered had finally remembered. All because of $500 and 20 minutes and a cooling pump that failed at exactly the right time. Sometimes the universe breaks things so better, things can be built. Warren was starting to believe that.